saw Steve Blick here.
Fifth day of the Amgen Tour of California. Peter Sagan, the winner in Avila Beach, signing in here, but the weather's set to change now as they sign in at Santa Barbara, set for a 95.7-mile ride to Santa Clarita.
Well, it should be a day for the sprinters. The man comfortably ensconced in the overall leader's jersey at the start of the day still, Tom's Scoinge.
The countdown, warm weather off the Pacific, but that would change as the day wore on here. But right from the first mile, 5 riders getting away. Danilo Wies from Team BMC, 43 seconds behind overall, or he would be by the time he got out onto the sprints of the day. Jeffrey Cohen, youngest rider in the race, in that move as well. The field under the escort for a while of Team Hincapie. On the climb of Balcom Canyon, no, the pace was getting tough, and an attack from Chris Butler.
Yes, they built up a maximum advantage at one stage of more than 3¼ minutes, but the sprinters did not want to give them too much of an advantage on a day like this. So Lachlan Morton was looking to power over the top in first position, but the descent, with the rain starting to come down, was rather treacherous.
Yes, temperatures had plummeted the best part of 10 degrees now. Chris Butler, though, was trying to bridge a gap of 2 minutes, which he did, making the front group 6 riders strong and with a leading gap of just on 2 minutes.
Sadly for him, though, once they'd gone over the top and started the descent in earnest, we ended up with just a 3-man leading group, and the main field precariously picking their way down to the descent to hold on to a 2-minute deficit.
Even Mark Cavendish trying to keep safe and out of trouble on the slippery road by riding at the front of the pack. Meanwhile, Danilo Wies had picked up a couple of small time bonuses along the way and now needed to win this race by just a handful of seconds to take over the race lead. But the fielder, Peter Sagan here, drenched as the rain came down, was trying to put matters to right, and a crash on the outskirts of town took out 2 or 3 riders.
But it didn't affect the outcome of the overall stage, because on the running down towards the finish line, the sprinters took control. A last-minute attack by Danilo Wies of the Team BMC looked as if he was going to create the surprise, but the main field were waiting to pounce, and they did inside of 2½ kilometers to go.
Wies had led this race for 93 miles, but once again it was coming down to a sprint. Will we have the main antagonists as always? Mark Renshaw trying to put Cavendish in the right position, but this was a confused sprint, and as a move started to go from Rico Zinans, it was a big battle towards the line, and Cavendish came late, but he left in his slipstream Peter Sagan and was heading for his 3rd win in 5 days of racing. A late rush by Sagan put him across the line in 3rd place. But that was a great result for Mark Cavendish in terribly cold conditions.
Yes, he came out of the slipstream of the Belgian rider and then accelerated up towards the finishing line to get himself another victory. It wasn't exactly textbook, but he proved once again that he's one of the greatest sprinters in the world.
And this win is 12th of the season, makes him the most successful winner so far this year. Congratulations from the team that had safely brought him to the line. That was Guillaume van Kiersbulk. And onto the top step of the opponent on the left, onto the podium rather, on the left was Zico Vinance, and Peter Sagan taking 3rd place, while Mark Cavendish increasing his lead overall in the sprints competition.
However, with most of the major contenders finishing in the main group, there was no change in the overall standings. Peter Sagan might have closed in a little bit, but young Tom's Scoinge still at the top of the leaderboard in the Amgen Tour of California on the eve of a very important individual time trial.
Kept his lead in both classifications, the Amgen yellow jersey and the Lexus King of the Mountains, although he didn't feature in any of the mountain points today. Everybody shivering. Wies on the right there visibly shaking as well, and Julien Alaphilippe keeping his lead in the Best Young Riders competition. Overall, 18 seconds out. Peter Sagan getting a small bonus for 3rd place, has closed in that little bit. Alaphilippe stays in 3rd. Robert Gessing has come up into 4th, the only defending champion in this race, by the way. Lawson Craddock, 3rd last year, now in 7th slot. And Peter Kenyuk of Great Britain on Team Sky into 9th place. All placed at 47 seconds. The time trial rerouted back to Santa Clarita tomorrow because of weather will be contested by the field then.